Hey everyone, this is Rabbitearsblog, and welcome to my TV episode review series. Today's TV episode review is going to be on the season 3 episode of Arrow called Sara. Now, before I get into my thoughts about this episode, I would like to give out a brief update. I won't be reviewing Once Upon a Time for the rest of the season, and also Forever. I stopped reviewing Forever a while ago because there's just so many new shows coming out. It would be hard for me to juggle between all those new shows. So you probably won't be seeing a Once Upon a Time review from me for a while due to so many other shows coming in, especially with Constantine coming up and Sonic Boom coming up in November, which I will be reviewing that on my other channel, Animation Bliss. So I won't be reviewing Once Upon a Time for a while, but I'll still be doing episode reviews for Gotham, Arrow, Flash, and possibly Constantine once it premieres. So, what is this episode about? Well, judging by the title of this episode, Sara, it's all about the murder of Sara. You know, it's in the last episode, Sara gets shot in the chest with arrows, and Oliver and the gang try to figure out who murdered Sara and how they're gonna bring Sarah's murderer to justice. And then throughout this episode, you also see Laurel getting vengeful. She wants revenge against the person who killed Sara, since Sarah's her sister. And so we see Laurel actually trying to take action and try to take her revenge out on this person who murdered Sara. And then meanwhile, we also have a little subplot of dealing with Thea, how Oliver wants to get in touch with Thea, and same thing with Roy, and it turns out they don't know where Thea is at this point. So that's another subplot. And then we get to see more of Ray Palmer, played by Brandon Roth, and how he tries to get Felicity under his arm. So we're not sure what happens with that yet, but there's a pretty interesting plot. Some pretty interesting plots throughout this episode. So, what are my thoughts about this episode? Well, here are the positives of this episode. I love how this episode really dealt with the emotions that the Arrow gang suffers when they found out that Sara died, especially with Oliver and Laurel. Like you can see how Oliver is so upset about Sara dying, and yet he can't show his emotions because he wants to be a good leader to the team, and he feels like if he shows a lot of emotions, then he's basically going to weaken, and the team need a strong leader now more than ever. So that's why Oliver hasn't been able to show much emotions, because he wants to be a good leader to the team. And then we see with Laurel that she starts getting her vengeance against the person who murdered Sara. And it was interesting to see Laurel get all angry throughout this episode and trying and wanting to bring the murderer to justice for Sarah's death. So it was interesting to see Laurel take a step up in this episode to try to avenge Sarah's death. And I love Brandon Routh's performance as Ray Palmer. Like, it's like Ray Palmer is like this character that you don't know what he's really up to. He seems shady. He was able to take Oliver's company right under his thumb, and also his relationship with Felicity. You wonder if this is going to be one of those love triangles between Felicity, Ray, and Oliver. And so it's interesting to see if whether or not Ray Palmer really cares about Felicity, or if he's just using her to get an upper hand on Oliver. So that'd be interesting to see what they're gonna do with Ray Palmer's character in this show. And I think Brendan Roth is doing a fantastic job playing this character. Now, some negatives about this episode. Well, I didn't really have a lot of negatives about this episode. Probably only the possible love triangle between Oliver, Felicity, and Ray. You know, I have this thing where I don't really care for love triangles at all, because they don't really handle love triangles very well in a lot of shows. And I know the CW is like infamous for this, but I really hope they don't get too carried away with this love triangle between Oliver, Ray, and Felicity. And I hope that, at least they make a smart move with this love triangle, or if it's going to be a love triangle. So hopefully we'll see what's going to become of all of this. Well, what's my rating on this episode? I'm going to give this episode a thumbs up. I really enjoyed this episode. I think it's an episode you should definitely check out. I can't wait to see who murdered Sara. We still don't know who Sara's murderer is. How would the Arrow gang find the murder of Sara? I hope this is probably going to be a big plot of the season story arc. So it'd be interesting to see who murdered Sara. There are some theories about who could have murdered Sara, but I probably won't talk about them just yet, just in case you haven't read the comics or know half of these characters. But it'd be interesting to see who murdered Sarah and why they murdered Sarah. Well, that's my episode review on Arrow, and be sure to check out more of my videos my Rabbitearsblog, and also follow me on Twitter so I can keep you updated on any new videos I post up, and stay tuned every Thursdays for new TV episode reviews. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rabbitearsblog, and I'll see you later.